There we go. There's some audio. All right, let's see what's wrong there. We're using the output there. So let's go to layers, and where it says output, let's just do the camera, which is we'll just do that one. Stop cropping, reset. Yeah, that's not working. Let's see, layers. Well, there's only one layer. Oh, there it is right there. Gotcha. Let's do that and then do that. That better? Nope. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here. Trying to get a picture. Where is it? Is it behind that graphic? Can we pan it out? There's something, but it's all black. Has it got something in front of it? Okay, sorry about this, guys. You know, no, okay, there it is, but it's all chromed up. All right, let's go back there and let's just reset all. Now it's missing altogether. No, it's right there. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Well, let's don't do that one then. Let's do, can we do the camera? There, oops, is that it? Yeah, way down there. Holy cow. All right, let's go to position. And we'll do that. And that. Now I'm happy. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, this is the pre-show. Yeah, look at that. It is a pre-show. All right. Good to see you guys. Michael and Ed and Bill and Otis. And let's see, Jap's production was here earlier. Probably still here, just not chatting. He's got his mouth full of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Jono's here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Let's see if we can't get you guys in here. Let's see. Risky is always my thing, I think. Yep. And then Michael sends me on a hunt for a QB shot that I just didn't find. It was not, I couldn't find a video at 10:05 in the first quarter. I'll look later, or maybe we can look during the post show. Like maybe it was just an error, just a little screw up. Yep. Oh well. Ed is here. Bill is here. Bill, have you got things to the point where we can do a show from your place sometime? Show off your stuff? It's not yet 3. Well, that's true. It's not yet 3. It's we got a few minutes. Left. Houston, Copenhagen, Tennessee mountains. A bit loud all of a sudden. Yeah, I noticed that too. Let's see. What have we got going here? Are we doing gain? No. Are we doing EQs? Yes. Check. Yeah, looks like something got turned up here. Let's see if we can. Let's turn that down. Check. That should have changed it and made it not quite as loud. So Ed, tell me what you think. We'll keep that guy handy. Bum, 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 bum. Griswold Sports. Welcome, Kyle. Glad to have you. And Tommy's here. Yeah, Michael, how are we sounding now? Much better. Okay. All right. Very good. Having herring on his neck abroad. I know about herring. You'll have to help me with the neck abroad. All right. Good. I'll look forward to that. Bill's got an interesting setup that we want to take a look at. All right. Thank you, Ed. Pickleball graphics. So somebody is actually live streaming pickleball. That's interesting. I was wondering when that was going to happen. It finally had grown to the point where it was worthy of a live stream. It's tremendously popular here. Tremendously popular here. Ernesto, welcome. Glad to have you. I wish Telestrator was available for all vMix users. Why would it only be for 4K and up? Or am I mistaken? You are correct. And I think the rationale is that 4K and up have instant replay. And so Telestrator was at least initially intended as a sports accessory in vMix, I think. And so the only two packages vMix has, vMix Pro and vMix 4K, use instant replay and have the Telestrator. And they also have the advanced graphics package. So it's a pretty well-rounded package. I don't think it gets really publicized in that way, that it really is intended as a full-fledged sports package with graphics, with replay, and now with Telestrator. And Michael says that it will be a cow. A kaha cow. A cash cow, yes. Cash cow. Yes. But hey, Ernesto, here's the deal. vMix has the vMix Max package that you can rent, which is the equivalent of the Pro package. So if you've got an event coming up that you want to do Telestrator for, or replay, or advanced graphics, or any or all of the above, you can rent the vMix Pro for a month and get done what you need to do. Or if you have a PC that has never had vMix on it, you can download the free 60-day trial. And so for 60 days, you've got the Pro edition. So there are a couple of workarounds there. I think Telestrator is going to be cool. I think Telestrator is going to be cool. I think there might be some pressure from vMix to make Telestrator available at HD, but I think they also put an awful lot of work into it. And so it needs to be something that they're compensated for. Other than the fact that, you know, every time you get a new vMix version, if you're within your 1 year free update window, you get whatever the latest greatest is for free. And then after that, it only costs you $60. So, and the difference between, you know, the vMix HD package, which is $350 US, and the vMix 4K package, $700 US, the difference is $350. And all you have to do is pay the difference. So save those nickels and get a 4K package, and you've got it, you know, for, I think technically it's a 100-year license. But, you know, in 100 years, who's going to know? So questions. I have a question for you, because we've got just 1 minute left, 30 seconds before the show starts. I'm doing it's not very good, is it? I'm doing a green screen in the background that apparently has... Wow, I forgot to turn that down. Good thing they called right before the show. Can we turn that off? Yeah, there we go. The green screen has slipped down somehow. Can we fix that? Tom, do we have the technology to fix it? I think it's this one right here. Layers. green screen, and we want to move it up to there. Did that do it? Yes, yes. Okay, and I'm working on that. I've got a large picture frame that I'm going to put the green screen in. Right now, the green screen is just wrapped around a picture. And that's why it's kind of cruddy looking at the top. And who would have thought? I wore a green shirt today. How silly is that? So you can see a little bit of green sparkles in it. So my bad. There you go. Get the upgrade. Get the latest, greatest, the coolest features. Listen to Tommy. He started with vMix Basic. What was vMix Basic? $60? He only had 4 inputs. And Tommy worked his way up to the 4K. Good job. Good job. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road, and we'll have a good discussion about graphics and such. Okay, let's see. Intro. Where's the intro? Here it is. Here it is. Sit tight. I was trying to make a last-minute camera adjustment. What did I do here? Oh, hold on. Let's try this. There we go. There we go. I still haven't adjusted everything to include the graphic behind here. Yeah, welcome. Glad you're here. This is Streaming Idiots. I'm Tom Sinclair. If you're here new for the first time, hope you're watching on Facebook. YouTube live. You can join the chat, and we'll get you in the post show. If you're watching us after the fact, well, thanks for doing that too. We appreciate you. Today we're going to talk about graphics. We're going to talk about the immense. Let's see. Do I have a picture of it here? You'd think I'd have a picture of it ready. Hold on a second. Let's add an image, and it's going to be. It's not going to be any of those. It's going to be, is it that one? Nope. That one? That one? Yeah, there we go. That's the one I wanted. Okay. This is just my TV. And I caught this picture of the TV at 13 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the first half of the Super Bowl because of the graphics. I wanted to talk about the graphics. And it was interesting to go onto Facebook after the game and see so many people talking about the graphics in different forums, different Facebook groups. And nobody, well, 9 out of 10 people hated the graphics. It was a radical transformation from what the norm was. And one of my good friends pointed that out, that we were expecting normal. And what we got was different from normal. And it was a surprise. And there was no preparation or even an explanation that I heard. It was just, boom, here it is. Here it is. There it is. And it was just a radical change. And at first I thought, I'm not a big fan. I'm not sure I like it. And then I got to thinking about it. If I was a graphics guy working for the network, in this case Fox Sports, I would have wanted, oh, you know what? Let's see if we can't flash that on the back screen here just a sec. Just one second. Hold on here. We're going to do something stupid, I'm sure. 87, and we're going to go to layers, and we're going to put in 89. One second. All these great thoughts I have, you know, and then I just never get them in time. All right, so let's take that one down. Can we take it down like that? I'll take it down some more. Almost there. Hold on. All these great thoughts I have, but, you know, too late. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, we'll blow it up just a tad more. There we go. Okay, now we've got at least a frame of reference back there. So I got to thinking about this, especially after people were saying, oh, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Well, the reality is it's different. It's not what we expected. For those of us that watched football and kind of had an expectation of what we would see. And one thing that we'll notice is, one thing that I noticed immediately was that I get to see more of what's going on because these graphics are so minimal. We've got a couple of boxes there, one in red, one in green, that tell me the team names, and then the usual stuff, you know, the clock and the quarter and the score in between it. But meanwhile, I get to see everything that's behind it. And even the graphic here in the, let's see where it is. Yeah, right there. Even the graphic that's overlaid there in the turf is just really, really faint. And I think this was an intentional decision to let the game be the most important thing, not the graphics. And those of us that are interested in the graphics because we want to know the time, we want to know the score, we want to know the down and distance, you know, all those kinds of things that we want to know. We want to know the what is it right here, right there. It has the quarterback statistics. Yeah, I like that, but it doesn't need to dominate the screen. It doesn't need to take away from the game. And this was the one game, you know, the penultimate game of the year, the Super Bowl, as it were, the intergalactic championship. And we're going to let the game be the most important thing. And we're going to reduce the score to, you know, number 10 on a scale instead of number 3 on a scale. Now, yes, we could have made a teeny little score bug and put it up in the top of the corner, but it would have been too small, especially for people that are watching on their phones. And, oh, that's my granddaughter. How many of the people that watched the Super Bowl watched it on something less than a television? I watched it on television. Didn't think about watching it on my phone, but had I not been able to be home, and if I wasn't out in a restaurant or something like that where I could see it on a TV somewhere, I would have watched it on my phone. And those small, inobtrusive graphics would allow me to see more of what was on the screen. I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm wondering if this is going to become the norm. You know, right now you've got what, CBS and Fox Sports, and then when they do college football, you know, there are a ton of different networks that do college football. Every football conference about has their own network, and then there, you know, games of the week from various different networks, small sub networks, you know, teeny weeny networks. And then you've got, you know, ESPN3, which is, you know, practically high school football. And then you've got high school football. How many of those are going to adapt, that's the word I really wanted, are going to adopt this new way of doing graphics that doesn't intrude quite as much into the play of the game? I've seen some, especially high school, where they're just going crazy with the graphics. They've got football helmets for the teams with their logos on them, and then the team name next to it, and then they've got a sponsor blended in behind that, and then all sorts of graphics, you know, boxes and lines on top of all that stuff. And they're really proud of them, I know, because they took a lot of work, you know, getting those things together. And if you've got sponsors, I get it. You've got to You got to do something for the sponsors. In the case of the Super Bowl, when you're getting $8 million for a 30-second commercial, you don't need to put a sponsor on the field. You know, you don't need to put a sponsor's logo anywhere. Just let it be. We also don't know how much of this was driven by the NFL. And they said, you know, we want you to do different graphics this time. There's some people like Otis in the chat right now that he said he felt like the graphics were dated. They really were retro in a lot of ways. They were way back to the very, very early time in televised football when graphics were just an anomaly. They were amazing to have a score there and a running clock. Oh my gosh, do you know how hard it is to get a running clock into a sports production like that? Well, it's easier now than it's ever been. But I was dutifully impressed, and I hope lots of other folks adopt this same one. Now, I am also the one that has been known to make predictions on an annual basis that, you know, certain things will rise and fall. I predicted the very quick death of Facebook Live, which I couldn't have been more wrong on. Facebook Live is definitely, you know, a thing. Our church live streams on Facebook every Sunday. We do it on YouTube too, because YouTube's a better long-term archive, I think, than Facebook is. But for live performances, Facebook has the ability to really notify your audience and let them know you're doing something. Yeah, Griswold Sports says looked like an old school character generator. It did, but it didn't, you know, it did, but it didn't. I think I've got some clips here. Let me see if I can show you some clips. We want to do the desktop capture. Where is the game? Here is the game. And yeah, I'm going to flip over. And so this is just a quick desktop capture. This is a YouTube video. I've kind of, what have I done to it? I have, well, hold on a second. I'm going to do one more thing to it, actually. I am going to rotate it just ever so slightly, because I don't want to get hit with a copyright violation or something. So excuse me for this, because it's kind of sideways. Okay, so maybe that'll keep me from getting in trouble. So we've got the different elements here. We've got the we've got the one team, we've got the other team, we've got their timeouts underneath them, and then in between we've got the clock and the quarter, and then of course their scores. And then we have these other boxes like this one right here that kind of come and go, and then occasionally we'll have something over here. You can see there's the graphic on the field that tells you the down and distance. But let's slow it down. So let's go into playback speed, and we're going to slow it down to about half speed so that we've got time to do all this stuff. And we'll see what we see if something comes out there. Not yet, not yet, not yet. We'll wait for the next. Okay, so here we go. So here, the down and distance is here in addition to being on the field. Plus, there's a countdown timer, and there's a countdown timer on the field. Now, this is what Michael was looking for a little while ago. Here I am at 10:03, Michael, which is the earliest I could find this particular play. And there is a clock on the field, and that clock appears on the field throughout the game. I guess when it gets down maybe below 3 seconds till when the play has to be off. And then sometimes the clock was over here on this side of the field if the offense was on that side of the field. Let's let it run for another second or two and see. You notice the time went away. And then, oh, the other thing down here in the corner, you can see, you know, very inobtrusive is Patrick Mahomes' statistics. He's 2 for 3 for 12 yards. Excuse the YouTube stuff that just gets in the way. And we'll let that go. He did not have a good game. He was constantly annoyed and trapped and forced out of his comfort zone. Big time. Big time. All right, let's see if we can't find what we're looking for here. Okay. Now we've gone down to the Eagles with the ball. So Jalen Hurts has got his stats over here, and we've got 2nd and 8 with 9 seconds left. That's a little confusing. You know, 2nd and 8, colon 09. What are we saying there? But as soon as the play starts and the 09 disappears, we're okay. And you know, once you understand the rules, then you can go with the rules and figure out, you know, what comes next. So let's see. I'm going to just grab this for a second, and let's just move it through and see if we can't find something that illustrates a different point that I wanted to make, because I don't have these things well in advance. I did notice, I don't know if it'll show up here, but I did notice that the, yeah, here it is right here. Oops, sorry, it got away from me. See if I can go back to it. Yeah, right. Oh. Anyway, sometimes the timeouts had a color background to them. Phillies had a color background, had a green background. Kansas City had a red background here, and it just sort of seemed to come and go with no apparent reason. And I don't know if that was a mistake or what the problem was. Let's see if we can't again find something that we're looking for here. What I really liked, and it took some getting used to, and I'm trying to find it here for you. Come on, Tom. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, it's not there. I don't get to see every screen doing it this way, but I'm trying to find a circumstance where there was a slide out from the team name. Let's keep looking through this. Maybe it was something that happened. This is just a highlight reel. This is not the whole game. Well, how about that? It doesn't make any of the highlights. We'll look here at the very beginning. Oh, there it is. All right. So down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a slide out. And let's see. Can I back this up just a hair? Yeah. And so if you watch the score here, and we're going to go, and out it comes, and then boom, it disappears. I liked that. Now, I didn't always think, sometimes it happened too fast for me, but I thought it was very effective. And I found the score, once I got used to it, I found the score really cool, really cool. And here's the second part of this deal. And this is really easy to recreate in vMix, and easy to recreate. And let me show you a little bit of what I did. Let's see if I got my scoreboard here. Let me import that. We're going to open it. No, I don't want to do that. I want to Super Bowl graphics. Yeah. I'm going to, do you want to save the current preset? Sure. Is this going to take everything away? I just want to append it. Can I append it? Let's try it. All right, this action will stop the following. Do you wish to record? Streaming and recording. No. I just want to append. Huh. I thought I could append while I was live. My bad. Well, let's just do it the old-fashioned way then. Let me show you what I'm doing. So here is the desktop, and we're going to add an input. We're going to add a title, and I created some, so we're going to go over here to them, and we'll go to this one, which is the score bug, and I'll show you what that one looks like. And that, let me take it off. Yeah, there we go. So we got teams, and scores, and oh, and it disappeared. I didn't want it to disappear. Come back here. There we go. Oh, can't do that one. Let's do that one. There we go. And what I was also able to do, and let me add another input here. It's a title. It's something that I used recently. Yeah, we'll get that one. And this one will allow something to pop away over here and add some text, and then as I remove it, it pops back. And then I've got another one that I did. These were fun. I had to look at Tim's video on how to do animation and graphics to get it. Let's see, let's do that one. And we'll just pop it in. There we go. Comes right out from the top, slides back down. And you could do it with all of these easily. Let's see, I think I have one more. At input, title, recent. And this is, well, that's not supposed to say text. It's supposed to be a series of dashes. Oh no, hold on. Here we go. Let's see if that did it right. Thought I had this set up. So, yeah, there we go. And so, there are timeouts. Now this is not as exactly. It's not exactly this, but it also only took 30 minutes. Had I spent some time doing it, I probably could have made it look exactly like what it was. Whoops. Now, what I did find real quickly was that when vMix has 4 overlay channels, if I'm going to use these as overlays, I have to be careful about how I use them. So right now I've got the scoring. Well, let me turn this one off. I've got the scoring set on overlay 1. I'm going to use overlay 2 for those things that fly out and up. And then overlay 3 will be my timeout. And I could have made this one part of the original one, I guess. I just thought about it later, so I guess it could be built into this one. But it was fun to go through this process and try to recreate it. In fact, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but the characters, and I'm looking closely at the screen so that I can see them. They're right here, right? In the Super Bowl graphics, the KC and the fill, or the phi, the KC is outlined in yellow, and the phi is outlined in a kind of a darkish gray. And so to be able to do that in vMix was pretty cool. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's just a little bit of yellow there, and a little bit of gray there. But yeah. So that was my effort at being a graphics guy. Now, my other thought on football graphics is, for those of us that grew up playing sports, the graphics on the TV, they're fine. Whatever you want to do, I just want to see the game. Don't get the graphics in the way of the game. And I think that's what the Super Bowl did a great job of doing, not letting the graphics get in the way of the game. If you needed information, it took 2 or 3 plays to figure out where the information was going to come from, and then I was okay. If you grew up in a not playing the sport, but maybe you were a nerd in high school. I was half nerd, half athlete. Maybe you were a artistic type person, maybe you were musically inclined, maybe you tended more towards the arts, and viewed sports as some sort of brutal kind of competition among alpha males, which of course it is. And then if you were sort of forced into it and you had a hand in it, in the graphics part, then maybe you did the graphics, to suit you. You made the graphics attractive and notable. And so I think the Super Bowl is just, at least for one time, one game has said, we're going to let the game be the top, and the graphics kind of come along as they will. If you're interested in how to do this kind of stuff, whoops, sorry. See, I needed to set up some shortcuts to do that so that I could do it with just a shortcut. If you want to be able to do that, vMix has got some great, I think it was a 4 or 5 year old video that I watched on animated graphics. Now, again, if you're doing the kind of stuff that I showed you with the animations, you're going to have to have vMix 4K or Pro. But if you're doing sports, you probably have vMix 4K or Pro already. That was a part of our pre-show discussion, that folks that are doing sports have got 4K or Pro because that's where the instant replay is. And that's also now where the telestrator is for the same reason. So, yeah. And of course, it's also where the 4K is. Interesting. I don't think that game was broadcast to the general unwashed public in 4K. I think you could get a 4K stream of it, but the general broadcast was probably 720p 60. That's generally what the sports stuff, in fact, a lot of broadcast TV is 720p 60. In fact, I think live streaming offers opportunities for higher resolutions than regular broadcast TV. So just me thinking. All right, well, let's wrap this up. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. So let's close this out, and we'll be right back with the post show. And there we are. There we are. All right. Let's see if I can catch up with you guys wherever you are. Yeah, that's right. You heard about those, huh, Ed? Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Go Eagles. I had favorite players on both teams. That's kind of how I have my sporting events at the professional level is favorite players, not necessarily favorite teams. I like Jalen Hurts because of the story behind him. He played at the University of Alabama, starting quarterback, and in the national championship game, I think he was benched, and the second string quarterback came in to finish the game and won the game. And the next year, Hurts transferred to Oklahoma, and then won the Heisman Trophy and went pro, and has just been lights out for the Eagles. Good job on that. All right, Dewey says that he's been having trouble finding operators in North Austin, Texas. You do need to find and train your own. You do. One thing you might check, though, Dewey, is to see if any of your local high schools have got a video production department. And if they do, there might be some of those kids that already have an inclination in that way, and then would just have to use vMix, would learn vMix, or they may even already be using vMix. A lot of them are. Let's see. Now Bill's going over my head again. Oh, let's get this out of the way. Use the corner pin function to fit frames. What are you talking about? This is an idiot show. This is an idiot show. Okay, let's see. Michael said, I watched it on my iPhone. Aha. Still not a fan of the graphics because it was almost too small. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if at some point we in our industry will ever get advanced enough so that the stream, the content provider, YouTube, NBC, Fox Sports, whoever, will be able to pick up what kind of device that we're on and modify the graphics to better fit our device. That might be interesting. That might be interesting. Otis felt the graphics were dated. Otis, that's because you're old. That's why, because you remember back in the 60s when the graphics, first started popping up on TV. Yeah. All right, what's Jono got to say? I've been standing on this very soapbox for a long time. Let the live aspect of a live event be the dominant thing you're showing. There you go. Don't make it hard for the viewer, but give the viewer information that they wouldn't otherwise have. Just don't make that preeminent. Yeah. I like the fact that they kind of, let's see if we can show here, right here. They dimmed what normally was really, really notable of the down and distance on the field. Yep. Old school character generator. Yep. I like it. I like it. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. I don't know where he's from, but he's an Alabama boy. Yes, indeedy. All right. Kyle said, I've been noticing the game and play clock are not in the center. It's very disruptive. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm always wanting to see how much time is left. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And it's like anything else. When you get used to it, you know where to do. And I was able to pick up on that pretty quickly. I mean, once I understood where stuff was, I just had to, kind of quickly train myself. And I wasn't training myself. I was just looking for stuff. Anyway. All right. Scott says, overall, it's not bad, but do not like the transparent behind the scores. Extend the semi-transparent box to include the scores, and it's not bad. And I would make the case, Scott, that the semi-transparent is in the way of the field. Let the scores be, in fact, push the scores over to the side. Get them out of the way. I want to see the action. I want to see more action and less graphic. Unless it's Telestrator. Then I'll take that. I did like the down and distance being a possession indicator in basically, yes, I did too. Once I learned where it was. Hey, Gunner, glad you're here. Do you watch football? American football? All right, Michael is rolling in with this. If Fox NFL really wanted the scorebug to be as little intrusive as possible, why not show it while the ball was active in each play? Why not show it? You mean take it off during the play and then put it back on? Well, that's possible. I wonder if that might make it more intrusive. because it kind of pops on and it's like, oh, there, you notice the movement of it where you wouldn't notice it if it were still. Don't know, just saying. All right, so Scott says that the game was in 1080p, and it was upscaled to 4K. Yeah, don't upscale it. If you're gonna do 4K, do 4K. I mean, really. I agree. And you get so much more bang for your buck. Hello, Kim. I do American football stream for 2 different teams in Gothenburg, Sweden. Made my own scoreboards and GT title. I'm kind of on the fence about the superboard and new layout. I get that. Fox used to be a Chiron house. Wonder if they still are. Well, maybe they're a Photoshop house. Oh my gosh. All right, Otis said, we live streamed the game on iMag at a church. I did an install 4K. Jalen went to local high school. Oh, my nephew attended. All right, there you go. So he is a hometown boy for you. He's a home state boy for me. College, yeah. Although his college, it was probably not the college he wants to remember. Unfortunate for that. White uniforms and the field numbers making reading the score harder. Yeah, I agree with that. I might have been tempted to do the score color different because the numbers on the field were the same color and shape. I had trouble finding. Let's see, hold on, where is it? I had trouble finding exactly what font that was within the vMix fonts available in GT Title Designer. Michael Grave says, why are they still protecting 4.3 with graphics center screen? Are they? I mean, let's see, hold on. I've got it right here. What did I do with it? Yeah, here it is. Now I've cropped this a little bit. Let me undo the cropping. No, I guess that's the original picture. But the quarterback statistics in the bottom right-hand corner would be cut off by 4.3, and then the Fox logo in the top right-hand corner would have been cut off by 4.3. So I don't know that they were protecting it, although maybe they considered the other stuff superfluous. Yeah, main bug fits in 4.3, but the extended player info goes wider than that. Yeah. Yep. And who does 4.3? Where in the world is 4.3 happening? Well, I can tell you, some of my customers are coming to me with standard definition cameras that are 4.3, and they're ready to upgrade. Unfortunately, it's going to take more than just a camera upgrade. Scott says phones are 4.3. Hadn't considered that. Yeah. I should have done a better job with this picture. Okay. Anyone still viewing 4.3 has no budget, so has no interest to advertisers. Yes, I would agree. I see a lot of, well, not a lot, but a number of churches that have been live streaming since early on, or maybe, we're doing video, and uploading it to TV from early on. Some of those are still doing 4.3, and they just have, tens of thousands of dollars invested in this equipment, and they find it hard to turn it loose, which I understand. I do. Okay, so now, show of hands, how many of you agree with me that this new graphic package is better to watch sports with? Yes? No? Maybe so? Yeah. The father of the bride. Congratulations, sir. Finally made it to the show. There you go. And if you can see in his avatar picture there, he still got the guns. Okay, so let's see. Here it comes in. All right. Not liking it. Kind of half and half. Didn't convince Michael. Didn't convince Kyle. Kim might be coming around. Scott wants background. Jono liked it, but he liked it even beforehand. I didn't convince him. Otis, come on. I was counting on you. No. All right, Kyle says if they put all the clocks center, it would be okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Or maybe just flash the, well, let me go back to this graphic here for a second. Maybe just flash the time down there below the quarter when it got under 10 seconds or something like that. And then have it go red when it gets down to 5 seconds. Something like that. Welcome, Technic. Glad to have you. From Indiana. Just teasing. I understand. So Michael and Scott both want transparent backgrounds. Semi-transparent. I guess transparent would be totally transparent. So yeah. Well, I understand. You're creatures of habit. You're all conservative. You don't want anything to change and get better. You want it the way it always was. Oh, I worked with a bunch of college students a couple summers, and I asked them, actually, I hired them. And in the hiring process, I asked them if they like things to stay the way they were or if they like change. Almost all of them said, "Oh, I like change. I like things changing. I like things changing." And so I brought them in, and this was a summer camp, and a lot of them had worked at the summer camp before. And then we started changing things, and they're like, "No, you can't change that." So I'm like, "But you said you like change." They didn't really like change. Bill is not a fan of change. Kim says, in Sweden, not everybody knows football, so I like to give the audience as much info as possible, and I do like to show the team logos. I get that. But in this case, in the Super Bowl, the number of people that didn't know the logos or the names of the teams was probably pretty low. But it just, it was an unusual situation. He likes most of it. Now, here's a comment. Michael always comes up with these comments. So the art director took a big risk. Yeah, but don't you know he had to run that by some people. I mean, a lot of people had to sign off on something that radical a change. The art director may have taken the risk, but if he had any, unless he was either stupid or had big kahunas, he probably had a good, better, best different set of packages. I mean, they could have taken the package they'd used all year. Nobody would have complained about that. Oh, Rick says it's too big. Blocks some shots. Uh-huh. And Michael didn't like the pop-offs. Uh-huh. I do agree about the commentators. We don't need to duplicate what they're saying. And they had some really good ones, I thought. Ed thinks to shrink the image down and keep a constant batter at the bottom, but not over the field. And it works well for no audio in bars and venues. Well, that is true. That is true. There probably were a significant number of folk that were watching without listening. And so a glance to the TV would show you, it would tell you what was going on. Don't think it's fair to discuss it over a still picture. Okay, well, let's see if we can't fix that. Let's do this, and then do this, and then we're going to crop it just a little bit more here, and that is number 10. And we're going to do this. Where is number 10? And, whoops, hold on. Number 10. All right. So now we've got it behind us. Let's see if there's anything I've cropped. Let's see if we can't lighten up on the cropping a little bit. There we go. So now we can see it. There we go. How about that? Aha. Let's see. We're looking for this. The Super Bowl package is often the same one used the next season. We'll see if this makes another appearance. I want to see if it makes it to the regular season. I want to see if I don't know if Fox does any college games, Fox Sports, but I want to see if anybody else adopts this that's not part of the Fox network. The same people that signed off on the artwork are the same people that approved that lousy halftime show. Oh my gosh. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the people that approved of the artwork were less is more people. And the halftime people were not less is more. Not in my mind. All right, how to record in MKV format, low file density, lossless quality. I'll let you guys chime in on this one because I don't have a clue. I've never done MKV format, but give Technica a help out there. All right, Michael Quist. When the stats were shown, it was mostly shown quickly. I had a hard time reading it. That's when it gets annoying to me. Well, I get that. Yeah. I do understand that. I do understand that. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I love having your comments and your feedback. Let's see if we can get out of the way of the game for a little bit. And I think it's a worthy discussion. And I look forward to seeing if this gets more discussion and if people in the positions of being able to make a decision about this stuff, you know, whether it's ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN, if they adopt any of that. Oh, that's a spot right there where the timeouts went to green. I don't know if you noticed it when the referee was talking. Don't know why that was. I think that was a mistake. I think that was an error. Anyway. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. It was a lovely discussion. And next week, we will not be talking about this anymore. We will talk and show something else. Actually, next week, I'm kind of excited about this. I have been, and if you follow some of my Facebook posts in the Streaming Idiots group, you'll know, but I have been a big proponent, along with others, of a module in vMix for a green room for your vMix callers and your Zoom callers, where they can talk amongst themselves and a director or producer can talk with them, where they have a screen that is just for them, that has statistical information, maybe a live feed, maybe the audio from the live feed, and we can do all that, but not everybody can do all that. I think for folks that have been doing this for a short period of time, it would be a bridge too far. For some people that have been doing this a long time, it's still a bridge too far. You know, they didn't get into shortcuts, they didn't get into scripting, and they have difficulty, you know, routing audio and things like that. If there were a solution that did all that for you, I think that would draw a lot of people towards vMix. So next week we're going to talk about the not yet announced, introduced, or maybe even developed new vMix Green Room feature. And I'm going to mock up what I think it should look like. So I invite you to join and critique me as you have critiqued me today. I love that. And we'll see if we can't get the ball rolling on this thing. There is a forum post in the vMix feature request forum. In fact, there are a couple of them on green rooms, but one of them that has been responded to more recently. I think it may be even a couple of years old, but people have kind of added notes to it along the way. And I'm going to continue to post anything that I'm working on in there to try to spur some interest in that. And Michael Quist says, well, let's put it up there. With the green room, also a more decent rundown clock. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Maybe multiple rundown clocks. Certainly. Easy to set up and easy to run. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Well, loved hanging out with you. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day. And oh, Ed says, yeah, to give me a thumbs up on YouTube, a like, or you can give me a thumbs down. I mean, but give me a like. Give me a like. It helps. It helps the algorithm. We worship at the altar of the algorithm. No, just teasing. I don't worship at the altar of the algorithm. But I will see you next week. And let's see if I can find out how to get out of here. Pre-show, post-show. There it is. We're gone.